Watson Chapel. Head coach is Lonnie Sutton. Assistant coaches Bo Roberts, Eddie McCopper, and David John. Captain for tonight's contest for Benton, number 34, Kurt Brella, and number 44, Robert Dedino. For Watson Chapel, number 35, Ronnie Phillips, and number 74, Jason Taylor.
The other linebacker spot. In the secondary, Shane Smith, 5'11", 165 pounds, a senior, starting at one corner. At the other, Rick Daniel, a sophomore, 6'3", 185 pounds. Rodney Wright is the strong safety, or Panther. He's 5'8", 145 pounds, and he's a senior. And the free safety is Jake Goheen, 5'10", 155 pounds, a junior with 7 interceptions on this season.
And a fellow who plays sparkling football all over the field. Jake Goheen has made a contribution that I hope does not get overlooked on this football team. He's an excellent player.
Indeed, and he has returned punts for them and played very well this season.
Plays D, plays wide receiver. Of course, I hate to point out any one Panther because they've all played so well. The Panthers did win the toss, and they have chosen to defer, so they will kick off to start the ball game. They will be kicking from left to right. This is an east-west stadium. So the Panthers, when they're on offense, will have the football heading west. We'll have the football heading east. And when they're on the defensive side, they'll be defending the west goal here in the first quarter. I got to tell you, I'm a little pumped about this one myself, Rob. I think this is going to be the kind of football game that high school football is really supposed to be.
Oh, really? It's one of the prime games of the night, one of the prime games of the season.
We're just a few minutes away from the introduction of the players, and we have just been joined by maybe 300 students from Watson Chapel who have all gathered in underneath our broadcast position here, so you're going to hear a lot of reaction from the Watson Chapel side right through our microphones because they're right on top of us.
That's right. That's right.
And wouldn't want to inhibit them at all. Let them be happy. Well, what is the song?
Everybody's having fun.
Don't worry, be happy.
That's right.
Here comes Watson Chapel onto the field. The Panthers are out. We're ready for football, and we'll be back with the kickoff in 60 seconds.
You guys, y'all sit down so we can see. I'm doing the radio here. What? You mind sitting down so we can see?
Rob, we're still live, apparently.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that's okay. We missed getting that back to the station, so we'll just defer those until later. We'll have plenty of time tonight, I'm sure.
We're about ready for the kickoff.
We certainly are. The teams are deploying on the field now, heading out dressed in their black home uniforms with, would you call that gold, the numerals?
I'd say so, yeah.
Gold numerals, a gold stripe down the trouser, white helmet with a black stripe.
Kind of an old gold. Now we're on the spot.
We're ready for the kickoff to start tonight's football game. For the deep men for Watson Chapel, be Corey Shaw, Benny Broyles, Robert Robinson. And now I see that Corey Shaw will be in the middle, Robertson to the right, and Benny Broyles on the left. Kicking off for Benton, number 77, Big Heath Nix. Heath is ready, the arm is in the air, the whistle blows, the run up, here's the kickoff. It's a low bounder that hits and is captured by number 54 of Watson Chapel. He brings it out to about the 28-yard line. Fred Terrell was the man who runs back. He also plays right guard on the offense, so I'm sure he wasn't exactly the most desirable return man.
Panthers had a little trouble with kick returns last week against Texarkana. That time Heath Nixon set it up so that they'd squib it, and so that they wouldn't get a clean run back on it.
It's first down, 10 to go from about the 27-yard line. First play, 2. Kenny Milton, the fullback, and Kenny, who is their main bread and butter man, takes it out across the 30 to about the 34-yard line. A pickup of 6 on the play, make it second down and 4. Ball was spotted at the 28 originally, giving him 6, and it's second down, 4 yards to go. Milton has been ripping off huge chunks of yardage this year. They'll go to him often. Phillips, the quarterback, turns, hands the ball to Milton. He stopped right across the line of scrimmage, got very close to a first down, but coming up to knock him down with an excellent tackle was Heath Nix. Heath, the 5'10", 230-pound junior, came into tonight's ball game with 35 tackles on the season, 16 solo, 19 assists, and he had perpetrated 3 sacks. And we have some kind of a discussion going on. I see what it is. They want to bring out the sticks and take a measurement.
So far, Watson Chapel's done what they like to do, is run the ball, and they got the first down on that play. What they'll do now, once they establish this running attack, and if Benton is able to stop it, they'll fake that running and do a lot of play-action passing, which really puts a lot of pressure on the Benton linebackers. So we'll see how they respond.
They're going to have to start tightening up a little bit. I don't know whether Milton goes wide or always cuts off tackle. Both those plays have been slant more than sweet. Straight ahead handoff this time to the halfback Jason Rogers, and he goes, Charlie Thompson, and he goes absolutely nowhere, as he was upended at the line of scrimmage by any number of people. Billy Lincoln was in on the tackle, as was Kelsey Dedman, and Greg Mundy. So it's second down and 9 after a pickup of 1. Watson Chapel with the football. Clock is running. We're down to 10 minutes and 15 seconds of this first quarter. Watson Chapel took the kickoff, has advanced 1 first down. Back to throw. This is Phillips to his flanker back. The pass was completed to number 6, Robinson. And Robertson, the split end, moves the chains again as he brings the ball forward across the 50 to about the 47-yard line of Benton. And that's what they like to do, Rob.
Those short little passes, and it's what hurt Benton against Texarkana. We'll see if they've made the adjustment here.
The quarterback on that play, Shane Smith, was laying off wide, and he got burned. Coming this time with the run is their bread and butter man, Kenny Milton. And Milton moves the ball ahead for about 6 or 7 yards, depending upon the spot. We'll give him 6 on it, call it second down and 4. As Milton just runs, he doesn't do anything very flashy, it doesn't look like. He just runs to a spot and follows his blocking.
He's got good size, 5'11", 200 pounds. He's got some speed, he's strong, and that's a good combination for a running back.
It certainly is. All right, here we come in this wing tee that Watson Chapel goes. Pitch back to Milton. He cuts it up and breaks it down across, well, very near the 40-yard line, 35-yard line. Got it down across the 40, moves the sticks again as they put the ball right at the 36. So it is now first and 10 from the 36-yard line as Watson Chapel is doing what they do best, and it's effective.
Very much so. They're running that short pitch to Milton, and that's giving Benton a little trouble getting out there and covering it. They got good blocking against them.
Ronnie Phillips straight ahead. This is Milton. He breaks it into the secondary. It's going to take a good tackle to knock him down, and that's exactly what Shane Smith was able to do. Shane got a shoulder in front of the churning legs of Kenny Milton, but not before. He had taken the ball down inside the 20 to the 16-yard line.
A little change of pace that time. They had been pitching the ball, running those slowly developing plays where they can pick out their hole. That time, he just hit it a quick pop up the middle and went for big yardage.
And he had a wide open hole. Here's Milton now trying to go the other way. And he's going to be cut down, but it took 4 of the Benton Panthers finally to bring him to the ground after he shook off a tackle over there by Roger Barker. Looked like he had the best shot at him and would have tackled him very near the line of scrimmage. But Milton, always churning did pick up 3 on the play, make it 2nd down and 7. As the Wildcats took the ball at their own 28 and have moved it now down to where they're in 4-down territory for a touchdown. Kenny Phillips, the quarterback, turns, looks, throws, complete, out in wide open. Once again was, I beg your pardon?
That was well played that time by Rodney Wright, who came up and played that, didn't let the receiver pick up any extra yardage, and that was, by the way, that was
Charlie Thompson
on the catch.
Thompson's the halfback, and he just slid out of the backfield. He was wide open, but coming up to make the very good play was Roger Barker. So it is now 3rd down and about 6, and it might be even a long 6 for Watson Chapel. The Panthers want it again. They don't want to get a score quickly. Phillips over the middle, sliding in with the catch at about the 2-yard line was the tight end, the twin brother of Ronnie Phillips, Randy Phillips. If Phillips sets him up, is 1st down, 10 to go, or 1st down and goal to go from the 2-yard line. So Watson Chapel very impressive on this drive.
They're doing that play-action passing, and it's hurt Benton on several occasions. He's 3 for 3 passing so far.
Look for 25 to get the football. That's who has it. That's Kenny Milton, and he takes it down inside the 1, very close to a touchdown. Not quite. Didn't quite get it there, but only missed by, what would you say, a foot and a half at the most, right?
Very close. Thought he'd gotten in fact.
It's 2nd down, goal to go. It's Watson Chapel. Very impressive on their first possession. Have moved the ball from their own 28, and they are just inches away from culminating a 72-yard drive for the first score of this evening. It's Phillips, the quarterback, number 35, under center. Donald Tate turns, hands to Milton. Touchdown, Watson Chapel. Ronnie Phillips off left tackle. He was hit and hit hard by Heath Nix and Greg Mundy, but not before he had broken the plane of the goal line, and it is 6-0 in favor of Watson Chapel with 6 minutes and 18 seconds left to play here in the first half. They used half the clock and got a score. That's control.
It was a very impressive drive. That's exactly what Coach Lonnie Sutton wanted to do, is use up some time, keep Benton's offense off the field, and this may be a high-scoring game. It's up to Benton now.
Kevin Downing, the left-foot kicker, puts it up. It is good, and it's 7-0. The Benton Panthers trail Watson Chapel with 6:18 left to go in the first quarter. 7-0, and we'll be back with the Benton offense after this 60-second pause.
If you're searching for one place where you can find the best and most complete choice.
At low prices, building a new home, install weatherproof double pane fixed glass at a fraction of the cost for operating windows. Let Allied Glass move your mirrors and shower doors. For home and auto glass, call Allied Glass at 778-6644.
On the kickoff, Robert Cadino grabs the ball at the 5-yard line and literally powered his way out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line, where it becomes 1st down, 10 to go, and isn't that an interesting coincidence?
That's exactly where Watson Chapel started. We'll see how Benton responds here.
1st down, 10 to go. Panthers with the football. Dwight Everett to center. Brad Collett at quarterback. First handoff up the middle, looked like Randy Wright. Nope, that was Gadino. Nope, I'll get it right in a minute. It was Kurt Sheldon. I saw the 3, and then I looked back, and it wasn't that. Kurt Sheldon tried to go straight up the gut and was knocked backward, lost a yard on the play. So give Sheldon on his first carry of the evening a -1. Make it 2nd down, 11 to go for the Panthers.
That's Benton's bread and butter play. They'll need to make up some yardage on that sooner or later.
Collett looks right, looks left, fakes, hands off to Gadino. Gadino powers and slices and drives and keeps working until he gets out to the 30. He got those last 3 all by himself, Rob.
A very, very strong run, and just a lot of determination on that run. Kept driving.
Kept driving all the way, and he's not one of these youngsters that you knock down with that first pop.
That's true.
It takes more than that to do it. Here come the Panthers up to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Split Goheen wide to the right. Fake handoff to Godino. Give the ball to the big guy, Shelnut. Shelnut pops it out across the 35 as he made a sweep around left end, but he's brought down about a yard short, maybe too short of the first down. It's going to be fourth down and a yard to go. So Shelnut pulls up 1 yard short, and Benton on their first opportunity of the evening go 3 downs and out. They'll have to punt to the big guys of the Watson Chapel Wildcats.
The Wildcats have to be encouraged by that defensive stand right there. Their defense has been one of their question marks this year so far.
Chris Ramsey gets the punt away. It's high, wobbly. It's not going to be fielded. It takes a Watson Chapel bounce out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. So far in 16 punts this year, prior to that one, Chris Ramsey had been averaging 35.5 yards a punt. How much did he get on that one?
That was, let's see here.
16 and 17, about 33. So he was a little bit short of his average. But Watson Chapel now back in the offensive mode as they come to the line of scrimmage. Bolstered, ball's on the ground. The quarterback, Phillips, picks it up and tries to get away, but cannot. As coming up quickly to make the hit was number 40. It's hard to pick out the numbers from this little bitty angle we've got here, but Bill Lincoln once again came up quickly to cover the runner and knock him for a 3-yard loss. Lincoln came into the ball game tonight having 26 tackles on the year and 1 sack. I guess he gets credit for a sack on that one, doesn't he?
That was not necessarily a sack because it wasn't a pass play.
I see.
Dropped for lost yardage.
Dropped for lost yardage. Here's Milton, and this time, before he can get anywhere, he tripped up. And the guy sticking a big hand in there to pull him down was Heath Nix. I lie to you again, inadvertently, but nonetheless it was a bib. It was Greg Mundy that shot the gap and got a hand on his shoe top and knocked him down.
The Benton defense rising to the occasion, really getting some penetration here, and I see a Benton Panther down.
Another loss on the play of 3 more yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and 16. And I'm looking over the huddle to see who's down. And
I'm afraid it may be Kelsey.
I don't see a 77 standing up. That's what I was going to say. We'll wait until we get a good view of the number of the player, but I honestly don't see a 77 on the field. Do you?
77's up. That's Heath Nix.
I don't mean 77. You know, 60. I was looking for him. It looks like Kelsey, but we'll just have to wait and see. He's pounding his arm on the ground. I just wonder if he might be that hamstring again.
I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Hope for the best.
Yeah, I hope it's nothing serious for his sake and for the football team's sake and for his mom and dad's sake. You know, nobody likes to see their youngster hurt. I don't know whether he might have gotten clipped over there or trap blocked. Sometimes those sorts of things happen on a good trap. And Kelsey, ever aggressive, was going in probably trying to get to the ball carrier. We'll wait while we find out who this player is that's down on the field and take time for this 60-second commercial break.
This year, School Schools could shine with the beauty of a Mannington Never Wax floor because until October 29th, Equals Lumber and Supplies offering 10, 15, 20, up to 25% off a dazzling array of over 100 items. The beautiful floors with the built
43 yards.
Yeah. While we were away, the play came back in. The action began again, and Ronnie Phillips hit twin brother Randy Phillips for 43 yards and a first down at the Benton 30-yard line. They had a 3rd down and 16 to go, and he laid an absolutely perfect pass out. Randy Phillips gathered it in and scampered and was hauled down from behind by Rick Daniel on a great saving tackle. They tried the line again this time, does Watson Chapel, handing the ball off to their big bread and butter guy, Kenny Milton. He goes nowhere. Knocked down after a gain of less than a yard. We'll give him a yard on the play, call it 2nd down and 9.
While we got a chance, Bill, the injured player was Kelsey Dedman, but he got it. They were working on his leg, but he did get up and walk off the field in his own power. He's not in the game right now. I don't see who
I
it is.
see him on the bench over
But
there.
he's doing all right. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
This time Milton tries the left side, and coming up to apply the wax on him was Heath Nix, and getting up from the bottom of the pile is number 36, Greg Mundy, who has had a great defensive year so far and is doing nothing to tarnish that image tonight. Came into tonight's ball game with 42 tackles on the year. That's second highest on the football team. 3rd down and 7, a pickup of 2 on that last play. 3rd and 7 for Watson Chapel. Back to pass again is Phillips. He's hit just as he throws. The ball is completed and then dropped. Let's see what we're calling it. It's a fumble. Benton football. He caught the football, turned around, lowered his head, was hit. The ball bounced loose, and getting up off the bottom is number 10, I believe. Give the fumble recovery to Jake Goheen. Jake Goheen, number 10, coming off the bottom of the pile with a football. Let's see if that little piece of defensive work can pick him up.
There was a nice pass under duress. Phillips got it away to his brother, and somebody made a good pop in there and caused the fumble. And Benton's in business now at the 14.
Here we go. Benton football. Handoff to Godino. I'm sorry, that is Shelnut. Shelnut takes it out for a pickup of 8. Shelnut crashing off that left tackle. Broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and then sliced out for a pickup of 9 yards on the play. Make it 2nd down and 1. Just 59 seconds left here in this first quarter. 2nd down. 1 yard to go. The Panthers need a drive, and they need it now, Rob.
They're coming up to the line more crisply now. We'll see if this they got a good first down run.
Hand off to Godino, who plows straight into the line of scrimmage, goes nowhere.
Watson Chapel's really getting a lot of penetration. They're getting to the ball carrier before he can get a head of steam up, and they're playing very good defensive ball right now.
They're stacking right at, they're stacking their defense on the inside. So there's a loss of 1 yard on the play. Make it 3rd down and a short 2. It's actually 1 yard, but he'll be credited for a yard loss in the statistical sheet. So it's 3rd down and a short 2 for the Panthers as they once again come to the line of scrimmage. Brad Collett, the quarterback, spins, hands off straight ahead to Randy Wright, rather.
I believe that was Godino again.
You think so?
I think so.
You're probably right. You pick up those numbers better than I do. Your eyes are younger than mine. Godino on the carry, and Godino does indeed get it out across the 25 for a first down. So it's first down, 10 to go for the Panthers with the ball at about I guess it's going to be at about the 27. But that's the end of the first quarter. So with the score reading, Watson Chapel 7, Benton nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. As we come back to action to start the second quarter of tonight's football game, the Panthers come up to the line of scrimmage. First down and 10 to go from their own 27. With the football, this is Shelnut, and he cracks it off behind left tackle, and an excellent block out there by Michael Teague to pick it up, 5 yards on the play. Pick up of 5, make it 6. Give Shelnut a pickup on the play of 6 yards, call it 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Kurt Shelnut, he looks like he's going to have a good night the way he's running.
He's really running well, and they're blocking well on that side of the line.
The Panthers with the ball, trying to get a drive started to get on the scoreboard. This time, handoff straight ahead to Robert Godino, and he gets through the trap. No, over Shelnut again. He got through a trap block that was thrown by Dwight Everett and Sam McCampbell that popped him wide open, and he rips the ball all the way out to the 47-yard line, 45-yard line, let's call it, where it becomes another 1st and 10, and that was a beauty to watch, especially the line block.
Real quick hitter, and it broke for big yardage. Ben could use a lot more of that. This is a good drive so far.
So far, it's been pretty, and it's been Shelnut. Here's Kurt with the ball again. This time he's going nowhere. As coming up quickly to make a handy hit, and I mean that in that respect. He really got up there in a hurry to lay a hit was Randy Phillips. Phillips, who dropped that pass that was turned into a Panther opportunity, trying to get something back on defense.
Watson Chapel's playing 9 men within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. They're really just packing it in there.
It's like saying you can't throw. Oh, but he tried to throw, did Brad Collett. Had Jake Goheen out there wide open, one-on-one on the safety with inside position, and the ball flipped off Goheen's fingers out of bounds, incomplete.
That was almost a catastrophe for Ben because the snap came loose. Collett made a good grab to get the ball. He went up into midair, and he grabbed it out of midair and controlled it well enough to make the pass and almost completed it. It was a good play, and just fell short of being a completion.
Brad Collett, very smooth for just a sophomore. Once again, brings his team to the line of scrimmage. He fakes, he looks to throw. He's going to be sacked. As he could not get it away, nobody was open. He was looking, I think, for Drew Yoakum, and Yoakum was covered front and back by the safety and the cornerback. Nowhere to go, so very wisely, instead of throwing it up and losing it, Brad Collett pulled it in and took the sack, and then now it's 4th down and 11, 12 yards to go for a first down, which means they're going to punt it away. 10:03 left to play here in this second quarter, and back to punt, Chris Ramsey. Ramsey try to hit this one a little better. He'd like to. Lots of time, gets it away. It's a wobbler, but it bounces at the 28, takes a 9-iron bounce, goes up in the air and dies at the 26.
There to down it was Michael T.
First down, 10 to go for Watson Chapel, and very quickly they're on the field, so we haven't time to do anything but just keep it right here and go on to our next sequence. Watson Chapel playing with a great deal of confidence and their ability right now, aren't they?
They are indeed, and of course Benton dodged the bullet when they came up with that good hit and caused the fumble on the last drive. They really haven't stopped Watson Chapel yet.
Not yet. This time, the handoff goes to Kenny Milton. Milton straight up the middle for 4 yards. It's 2nd down and 6. Milton goes inside, he goes off tackle, and he goes around the ends with total impunity. He goes where he almost wants to go, doesn't he?
Wherever the opening is, he's a good back.
Very good back. Runs well. 2nd down, 6 to go. Once again, it is Milton.
Boy, he shook off some tackles there.
3 tackles. He's open. He may go. Now coming up quickly is Rick Daniels to make a saving tackle across the 35-yard line, or right at the 35-yard line of Benton. And Milton broke 3 tackles at the line of scrimmage. Broke another one out at about the 45-yard line and was a step from breaking clear. But out of nowhere, Rick Daniels came over and jumped on him piggyback style and rode him to the ground.
Big 34-yard pickup.
They're saying he went down officially at the 36-yard line, rather. So it's 1st down and 10, and big plays have been the game for Watson Chapel so far.
Benton hasn't been able to stop them yet.
Back to throw is Phillips. Looks, completes over the middle. I didn't see who got the reception.
I think that was the other Phillips.
The other Phillips, Randy Phillips, the tight end. That's right. That's who was the receiver. They're running very simple slant patterns. There's nothing complicated about the pattern. And Phillips drops back from his quarterback position out of this wing T formation, slot T formation that they run here at Watson Chapel. And he found his twin brother Randy wide open about 8 yards deep in the secondary.
Ronnie is 6 for 6 passing so far for 100 yards.
That's something the Panthers are going to have to stop. This time, they put Rogers in motion. Hand off to Milton. He breaks it into the secondary.
And a fumble.
Who got the football? It looked like Panthers did from here. But we'll have to wait and see. The Panthers got the football, and it was Brian Holder coming up with the fumble.
Kelsey Dedman was back in there, and he picked it up.
I'm with you. I thought it was Brian Holder also, but you're absent. You're eagle-eyed.
Well, Kelsey held it up high. He was proud of it. And I saw Holter dive in there, but Kelsey was the one that wrestled it away.
So once again, the Panthers dodge a bullet after watching Watson Chapel apparently on the march, insurmountably on the march. And twice in a row now, Watson Chapel has coughed the football up, and Benton had better capitalize on one of these opportunities very soon. Because if they do, they can pretty well demoralize the Wildcats. Here's a pitch back to Robert Godino. And Robert takes it out for a healthy pickup of about 6 yards. Make it 5, make it 6. That was right on the first time. The man moving the down marker over there, kind of goes at his own pace. And he puts it down, and then he moves again. And he has a tendency to fake me out a little
Makes
bit.
the mystery mark.
7 minutes left to play here in this second quarter.
That was the first time Benton had gone outside. Some success there. We may see more of it.
Second down, 6 to go. Collett pitches back.
And it's a bad pitch.
It's going to be recovered by Watson Chapel. Deep in Panther territory. That time, just as Collett was about to pitch the ball off, he was hit from his blind side. The pitch was an errant one. It bounced on the ground, rolling toward the Benton end zone, where the Wildcats came over and covered the football. And let's see where they spot it. It's
at the 9-yard line.
9-yard line. First down, goal to go from the 9. That's going to make it very interesting. They have on the board at the 10-yard line, but the ball is across the 10, out about the 9. Pitch back to Milton. Milton needs a block, gets a block, touchdown, Watson Chapel. Kenny Milton followed blocking to perfection. You couldn't draw it up on the board any better than that.
And he just went over 100 yards with that run.
Already.
14 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown, or 2, actually, now. 2
touchdowns for Kenny Milton as the Watson Chapel Wildcats take a 13-0 lead with 6:22 left to play here in the first half, and Benton is back on their heels right at the moment. We'll see how they can come back. This is going to be a great test for them.
Indeed it will.
Here's the try for the extra point by Kevin Downing. It's high enough, long enough, and good enough. So with 6:22 left to play in the second quarter, it's Watson Chapel 14, Benton nothing. We'll be back with more Panther football in 60 seconds.
Cover time makes washing clothes cheap and easy. The telephone book, Yellow Pages. The location, 614 Westtown Street in Benton. Westtown Pharmacy. You'll like shopping there.
We're back to action here at Watson Chapel. The score is 14 for the Watson Chapel Wildcats, nothing for Benton. The run-up and the kickoff. It's a short one. Gathered in at about the 30, 35-yard line, and very, very quickly knocked down. The man on the return.
Is that Cliff Phillips?
Was Cliff Phillips, yes it was. Cliff Phillips gets up off the bottom of the pile. He was the man who got the short kick. The ball is spotted at the 32-yard line.
Total offense figure here real quick, Bill. Watson Chapel has 205 yards total offense. Benton has 30 yards. That tells the story right there.
Got to get the big machine in motion. And it'll be Brad Collett's effort to try to do that. Brad looks up, passes downfield, complete to Goheen. Goheen takes it out across the 40-yard line to the 45 before he's knocked to the ground. That was a little look-in pass. Collett rolled to his left a little bit, looked up field as they dropped off to defend against the pitch, and he hit Jake Goheen just about at the 40, and Jake moved the ball forward across the 45, 1st and 10 Panthers. And maybe that'll ignite the spark. Once again, it's Collett calling signals. White Everett to center. Hands it back. Here's a handoff to Godino, and Godino driving ahead, but he was really popped at about the 48-yard line, and then simply out-muscled the defensive player to take the ball across right to the 50. They're going to start at the 49.
Was that Greg Little on that carry? I saw a 4 and a 3.
You're right.
I'm sorry.
It was Godino, wasn't it? I thought it was Godino.
I'm not sure.
I feel stupid when I make that mistake.
Well, it's hard to keep track of. It really is. They're so similarly.
Greg Little and Robert Godino in the football game. This is now Kurt Sheldon who's back in the ball game, and Kurt pops it up across the 50 down to the 45-yard line for a pickup on the play of 5. So it's going to be about 3rd down and 1 yard to go. They're going to measure. I don't know if they're calling 3rd down. 3rd down and less than a yard, but it will be officially a yard. About the length of a football for the Benton Panthers. They move the ball into what would be the near hash mark. Were there a hash mark in high school football? The Panther offense in gear now. Spin, handoff, straight ahead to Shelnut, and he's not going to get there. Kurt Shelnut is hit right at the line of scrimmage, and matter of fact, he lost the length of a football. Now, does the coach gamble in this point?
I believe that he will. You got to feel like you can make a yard, or you're really in bad shape. If you, at this point in the ball game, they need something positive to happen.
And 1 yard would look very good right now. It's 4th down, 1 yard to go. Handoff to Shelnut, and I believe he got the first down.
Yeah, he made it on sheer strength.
He was hit right at the 50-yard line and put his head down, wrapped the football up, and literally gutted it forward for the yard necessary plus a yard. So he picked up 2 on the play. It's another 1st and 10 for the Benton Panthers. They have the ball at the 44-yard line of Watson Chapel and need a touchdown with 3:52 to go here in the second quarter. Collett turns, looks, fakes. Now he wants to throw. He's got a man wide open and hits it. It's Yoakum. Yoakum's down to the 20, to the 18-yard line before he's wrestled out of bounds. But a great catch by Yoakum that time.
Indeed, he pulled that one in. A good pass, but he had to catch it in his hands. A nice catch, and he was wide open. He turned it upfield and picked up good yardage.
The ball was well out in front of him. He reached up in full stride, caught the small end of the football and hauled it in and took it down to about the 17-yard line. They mark it now, where it's 1st down and 10 to go from the Watson Chapel 17. Collett fakes the handoff, then gives a handoff straight ahead, and it was the fullback on the carry, and I'm not sure whether it's Randy Wright. I believe it was Randy Wright on the carry. Let's see. 2nd down, a pickup of 2 on the play, make it 8 to go. 2nd down and 8. It's Collett and Phillips.
That's Greg Little in there.
Greg Little in there, yes. Little on that last carry. Once again, they fake and give now to Little, and Little slices off behind great blocking behind McCampbell and Dennis Bird on their side of the line. Moves the ball ahead another 5 or 6 yards.
The way Watson Chapel's playing defense on that triple option, he's really going to have to start reading that and going more with the fullback, because they seem to be giving the fullback dive, and it's something that Benton hasn't used a lot, but that may be the thing that they'll have to use at this point.
3rd down, 4 to go for the Panthers. Pitch back this time to Godino. He's got the first down. He gets the touchdown. Robert Godino from the 11-yard line, 12-yard line, takes it in for the touchdown. And that looked like the Robert Godino we've grown to know and love here over the last 6 football games.
That was a nice drive. They mixed the pass and the run very nicely. Big play was the 27-yard reception by Drew Yoakum. Picked up a 1st down at the 17-yard line, and then 3 plays later, Godino in with a touchdown from 11.
So with 2:19 left to play in the first half, it is now a 14-6 game. And it looks like the Panthers are going to go for 2. They come out in their tight wishbone offense. Split wide to the left is Chris Ramsey. Brad Collett, the quarterback, spins, looks, throws, incomplete. Pass was intended for Drew Yoakum, and it was just out of his reach, over his head, incomplete. So the score stands at 14-6. Watson Chapel leading the Benton Panthers. We'll be back with more Panther football in 60 seconds.
Freeway Rental and Tractor sales have ended the season. Up-to-date health insurance and good neighbor service too. When you have health insurance through your employer, or buy it yourself, find out if your protection is adequate for today's needs. See your State Farm agent now. In Benton, see State Farm agent Leroy Young. Here's Street of I-30. Or call 778-7.
On the kickoff, it was a rolling, bouncing, bounding kickoff. And it was taken in by a Watson Chapel player.
That was Everett Dixon who brought it back, and he was pounded.
Oh, he was clobbered. He coughed the football up, and Benton has the football. 1st down, 10 to go from the 25-yard line. What a break for the Panthers.
That's the third fumble that Watson Chapel has given away, and this time it's on their own end of the field, and Benton has a chance now to get back to this ball game.
Yes. One of those plus yardage fumbles on their side. With the ball, Collett throws complete to number 20, Shane Smith. Shane Smith on the reception moves the ball ahead. Let's see, it's 8 or 9 yards. We have to wait for the down man to get up there. 9-yard pickup on the play. I hate to be so tentative with identifying the spot, but we're at an angle where we cannot see that side of the field very well. There's no definition in the line, so I have to wait for the spot man to get there. Second down, 1 yard to go for the Panthers. 1:26 on the clock. Collett works it in for the first down. Takes it across the 10. And he's knocked down inside the 10-yard line, out of bounds, where it will be first down and 10 to go for the Benton Panthers. And they're going to spot the ball at about the 8 or 9-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. At the 8-yard line. First and goal from the 8. First down, goal to go. And how the complexion of a football game can change in just a matter of seconds.
Turnovers make such a big difference, and that's something Benton has not done much of in the past, and they really have a chance to take advantage of this one.
Collett spins, hands the ball straight ahead to Godino, and Robert powers down near the 5-yard line before he's brought down, maybe a little bit across the 5. As they move the stick ahead now.
Collett's really looking good passing right now. You can tell his confidence is really on the rise. He turned and hit Goheen on that first play very nicely on that slant pass that they had some trouble hitting earlier in the season. Now he's getting that in there.
Second down, goal to go. Collett spins straight ahead to
Shelnutt's in.
Shelnut gets across on a great effort dive. He was hit at about the 2-yard line, laid his body out full length, and dove literally with a Watson Chapel defender hanging around his waist across the goal line for the touchdown. So it just that quick. It is now 14-12. What was that, a minute and what on that last touchdown run?
2:19 to 46, just not even 2 minutes. You're right, about a minute and a half.
Minute and a half between scores, trying for 2. Collett tries to patch it out. Can't get it out there, but it's picked up on the run by Robert Godino. Godino picked up the loose ball on the first hop and took it in for 2, and we're tied 14-14. What a play. And the breaks now are going the Panther way.
We got a wild one going here, Bill. I tell you what, that happened before for Benton in an earlier game. Godino, the pitch was bad. It rolled on, but they rolled it on out there, and Godino picked it up and ran it in for the 2 point.
Took it in for 2. 45 seconds left to play in the first half. We're tied 14-14. Let's take 30 seconds for this commercial message.
This is the fifth. Most cars and trucks, 3886. Front wheel brake job, 3997. America Way tires, all seats and single belted radial, low is 2996. Get the car ready for winning with tires, batteries, and service in the Automotive Center at
On the kickoff, the return by the Wildcats brings the ball back to the 30-yard line, where it's first down and 10 to go for Watson Chapel at their own 30.
Again, Everett Dixon brought that kick back, and they were tackling the football, trying to get him to fumble it again, and he almost lost control of it.
2 guys made a swipe at it, couldn't knock it loose this time, but it looks like we're going to go to halftime, tied at 14-14, but in this game, you don't know what's going to happen. Here's a handoff, the flea flicker. Phillips throwing long. He's got a man wide open. It's caught. Phillips on the flea flicker had a man wide open deep down in Panther territory. The man on the catch, Robert Robinson, takes it down to the Benton 33-yard line. So it goes from their own 30 to the 33, a 47-yard pass completion from Ronnie Phillips to number 6, Robert Robinson. And 21 seconds left to play in this half. Oh my. Ronnie Phillips, the quarterback, pitches out wide to Milton. Milton looking for someplace to go. Nice. But coming up quickly to make the tackle was number 26, Rodney Wright. And timeout is called on the field. So with 14 seconds left to play and a Watson Chapel player down. Let's take time for this 60-second commercial break.
At the White Everett Auto Exchange, we sell quality late model cars. It's his second anniversary, and just to say thank you, he's giving away hat-free and gold barbecue.
The Benton Panthers trying to stop the Watson Chapel Wildcats from scoring a late first half touchdown. 14 seconds left in the game. The game is tied 14-14. Benton's made a dramatic come from behind effort here. But big pass from Ronnie Phillips to his wide receiver, Robert Robinson, picked up 42 yards and put them in scoring position. But now on a good play by Rodney Wright, they face a second down and 13 at the 31. An injured player been on the field. That's Randy Wright, Randy Phillips, who's the tight end for the Watson Chapel Wildcats. He's up and coming off the field under his own power, so it's good to see that he's all right. We've had a couple of injuries. Earlier, Kelsey Dedman was down, but he's back in the ball game and doing all right. 14 seconds remaining. Watson Chapel trying to get on the scoreboard once again before halftime here. They face a second and 13 at the 31 of Benton.
You're listening, of course, to Panther football on K107 FM, KAKI in Benton. Here goes Phillips, back to throw, over the middle. It's complete, but the man who caught the football immediately is taken to the turf, half by intimidation and half by momentum. So there's a pickup on the play, and another timeout is called. And the timeout on the field will stop the clock with 7 seconds left to play, and a tie ball game at 14-14. We'll be back with more Benton Panther football after this 30-second commercial timeout.
8 times, completed 8 for 151 yards. He is having a great game.
And he's still got 7 seconds to increase that. We have a procedure penalty against Watson Chapel as their...
That's our first penalty of the night.
Yeah, it is. As their wideout here on this side, the slot back, Charlie Thompson, did a little juke out on the side before the ball was snapped and got called for it. So they'll march off 5 yards undoubtedly on that one. We lost a second on the clock too, by the way, which is kind of interesting.
They'll probably just try to throw it in the end zone on this play. I doubt unless they make it a quick out pattern, they probably won't have time for 2 plays.
I think you're right. 1 play is all that there is time left if they keep the ball in the field to play. So it's going to be a 3rd down now and about 11 yards to go for Watson Chapel. But the important thing is now they're putting that second back on the clock, and we'll have to wait for the clock to wind down. And fortunately, we only have about 24 more seconds before that happens. They'll wind the clock down to 17 and then stop it, and then we'll start the play again. 7 seconds rather. That's funny, you know, you don't see that happen very often. I looked up and wondered why the clock had moved, trying to figure out exactly when the ball was being spotted.
Especially on the home field, you would expect the clock to start a little slower than on the opposing team's field. So
maybe after the play starts, not before it starts, which it did that time.
Well, they just got the snap off when they whistled it dead, so it'll be interesting to see what now they'll try to do. I'm sure it's just throw it up into the end zone and hope one of their players comes down with it. I'm sure that Jake
hope somebody gets a
pass interference,
call or something like that.
Give them a chance to line up for a field goal.
We're back to the line of scrimmage, ready to go. The clock is set, the players are set, and it's Phillips, the quarterback. He's going to throw. He looks. He throws. Incomplete, and only 3 ticks go off the clock.
That's his first incompletion of the night by my count.
Well, I tell you, I'd just soon seen him make that one because then the clock would have gone out.
That's right.
Now he's got a chance for another one.
They're going to try for a field goal, believe it or not.
I don't know. This fellow must... I saw this young man that does their kicking for them, Kevin Downing, kick off. He takes the longest run up to kickoff I've ever seen. I just wonder if he has enough leg from the short area that he gets to kick the football to get it in there.
It'll be a 46-yarder if he gets it.
The kick is up, and it's going to be well short and well to the left. It wasn't short. He had enough distance, as a matter of fact, but it's well to the left. The clock goes, this gun sounds, ending the first half as the clock winds down to the big 0-0-0. in the west end zone here at Watson Chapel. So we played the first 24 minutes of this football game, and we'll start all over in the second half because the score is tied 14-14. You're listening to Benton Panther football on K107 FM KAKI in Benton. We'll be back with the halftime after this 90-second commercial timeout.
And the whole family, both grandmas and everybody, got to visit the birthing suite. Birthing suite here at Saline Memorial? Oh, yeah, they got lots of special deals for new parents and babies. Quite a lot. Moms and dads can be proud to have their babies at Saline Memorial Hospital's new and expanded maternity center. For more information, call 776-4383. Professional care that's close to home.
Apparently we're back. I thought we were going to go 60. We're at 30. That's all right. The teams are back out on the field. Fresh 12 minutes is on the clock. And that means that both teams have had all of the inspiration and guidance they're going to get from their coaches for the rest of the night. It's up to the players now. And we'll just see who got whom the most fired up in the dressing room. Watson Chapel will kick off to the Benton Panthers to begin this second half. Back deep is Robert Godino. He'll be the man bringing it up. The man to do the kicking for Watson Chapel will be their kickoff specialist, their place kicking specialist, Kevin Downing. And I hope I haven't overstated the fact of how far he runs up to kick off the ball. I've never seen anybody run quite this far.
He gets a good run at it.
He's
about 15 yards.
Back 15 yards on his run up. That probably does that for timing more than anything else. The whistle blows. We're ready. Here's the run-up. The kick is away. It's a sailor. Hits at the 8, picked up by Godino. He brings it out to the 10, the 20, the 25, out close to the 30-yard line before he is knocked to the ground. Good return that time by Robert Godino. And if that's any indicator of how the Panthers got fired up in the dressing room, that might be as good a gauge as we're going to get, Rob.
Well, they hope to really set the tempo here in the second half on this first drive. We'll see how they do.
1st and 10 from their own 30. Benton up to the line of scrimmage. Brad Collett looks over the defense. Gets underneath center Dwight Everett. Looks right, looks left, barks it out, hands off straight ahead to Kurt Chelnut. That's the play they opened the ball game with.
Well, he really got smacked again this time.
Didn't go anywhere the first time, doesn't go anywhere this time. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Let's call it 2nd down and 10 from the 30. 2nd down, 10 yards to go from the Benton 30. Once again, quick huddle, break it loose, come to the line of scrimmage. Splits Shane Smith wide to the right. Collett barks it, looks, fakes. Now he wants to throw. He's going to keep. Tucks it up and brings it up very close to the 40-yard line for a pickup of about 9 before he's knocked to the ground. Coming up to make the tackle was Corey Shaw, the cornerback. But then not before Brad Collett picked up a healthy 9 yards, making it 3rd down and 1. And that might be just as effective as a pass.
That's right. They're running that option. That's something that took them a while to start running in the first half, but there's some room out there because of the way Watson Chapel's bunching things up. Collett that time fell on the football, kind of knocked the wind out of him. He was slow to get up, but he looks all right now.
He's up and back, and here comes down number 3 in this first series. Fakes to the fullback, and he was trapped in the backfield was Collett, and literally squirted ahead out of the arms of a defender across the 40-yard line far enough to get a first down. And that had to be on simple desire. There was nothing else to give impetus to his effort that time.
A big first down, you get that first one and things start steamrolling, and that's exactly what Benton wants to do, use up some time and put another 6 points on the board, take a lead. It'd be their first lead of the night if they could get it.
Shane Smith into the ball game now at a wide receiver. He flanks wide to the right. Tight T, look up, stand up, knock down. Collett looked up, felt a hand hit him on the helmet, looked downfield trying to throw, and that hand grasped the side of the helmet and pulled him very unceremoniously to the ground.
Looked almost like a face mask there for a moment.
That probably was an ear hole, and that probably hurts worse than a face mask does.
Yeah.
But there's no penalty for that. Loss on the play of 2 yards, make it 2nd down and 12. As Collett was looking wide to Jamie Jones out there. This time, it's Jake O'Heen split to the left. And Collett fakes once, looks, reads, and he's going to be smothered. And now they're starting to defensively read that option. So the Panthers are going to have to come up with something else as Collett is knocked for another loss all the way back to the 36. So it becomes now a 3rd down and 15.
Watson Chapel very aggressive on defense on these last 2 downs. Be interesting to see what Benton tries to do to combat that.
A little misdirection maybe, Mr. Bones.
Could be.
Up to the line of scrimmage come the Panthers in their white road uniforms with maroon helmets and maroon stripes. Collett looks, he wants to throw, he's going to be trapped again, and he is, and dragged to the ground for another loss. So in 3 of the last 4 plays, Jared Johnson making the tackle that time in the secondary. 3 of the last 4 have resulted in losses for the Panthers. On that one, a loss of 6. It's going to be 4th down and 21 yards to go. They were out to the 40. They're way, way back close to the 30-yard line now, and my goodness, what a revolting development that turned out to be. Here's Chris Ramsey to punt. He gets it away, and they send everybody to block it. This time it bounces, but takes a Panther roll across the Watson Chapel 30 down to about the 28-yard line. The man back deep to cover the punt for Watson Chapel was number 16, Charlie Thompson. And when he looked up and saw the ball, he saw nothing but white shirts around it and decided discretion was the better part of valor. He simply ran away from the football toward the sidelines. So it's 1st down, 10 to go for Watson Chapel with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Score still tied, 14-14. And Watson Chapel now on the attack, sending a man in motion. It's the quarterback, Phillips, handing off straight ahead to Kenny Milton. And Milton busts out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play, make it 2nd down and 6. This Kenny Phillips is a workhorse, and he does know how to carry the football.
He's doing a great job, and they're making some holes in that strong Benton defensive line. And he's picked up 107 yards so far in this game.
The way a smaller lineman can take an advantage over a bigger one is to run the quick traps, and that's what they're doing. They're trap blocking on either the tackle or the nose guard on almost every play. Here we come. Phillips wants to throw, looks up, throws, complete. Robert Robertson pulls it in at the 50-yard line, 45-yard line rather, and is immediately taken to the turf. They're going to spot the ball at the 46, but that's another 1st down for Watson Chapel. And again, there was inside and outside coverage, and Phillips threw a perfect pass over the outstretched hands of the inside defender, who in that case was Shane Smith, and laid it right in there. So it's 1st down, 10 to go. Watson Chapel with the football. There's a flag, a 2nd one of the evening, and I believe this one's going to be a backfield in motion call against Watson Chapel as the handoff went to Kenny Milton, and Milton was dragged down for, well, he picked up maybe 1 on the play, maybe none. This one might be one to say no to. But apparently Benton is going to take the penalty. Backfield in motion is the call. Illegal procedure, whatever you want to call it nowadays. Mark off 5. Take the ball back to the 41-yard line. Make it 1st down and 15 at the 46.
This is where Benton could make a stand defensively. Watson Chapel has a long way to go for a 1st down.
1st and 15 from the 41, but with Phillips' arm, nothing is long. But now we get all kind of flags going around here. And we'll get another procedure penalty against Watson Chapel. And now suddenly it becomes 1st down and 20 yards to go, and the ball will go back to the 36-yard line.
This is where you have to make a team pay for its mistakes. They've been in motion twice, and it's Benton's job now to make them pay for that by holding them, not allowing them to get the first down. But again, like you said, Phillips is 9 of 10 for 164 yards in the air. And
he's not afraid to throw deep either. That's what scares me. Phillips at quarterback, spins, fakes. He wants to throw. Dedman's putting on the pressure. Dedman's got him. Dedman holds him up. And then coming over to knock him down was Heath Nix. Heath Nix with help that time from...
all three of those interior linemen were in there. Greg Mundy was in there, and first one to put the pressure on, like you said, was Kelsey Dedman, who looks plenty healthy after being shaken up in the first half.
Dedman had him by the shirt and kind of held him up and spun him around a little bit. And then Roger Barker, Greg Mundy, and Heath Nix, and Nix was the first one there, plowed him to the ground. 5:45 left to go. Hand off to Milton. He breaks through the line of scrimmage. He's got 5. He's got 8 before he's knocked to the ground. Brings the ball out to the 37, 38-yard line. So he picked up 10 yards on the play. And it now becomes third down rather. And about what, 17, 18 yards to go. Third down, 18 to go for Watson Chapel. 5:16 left to play.
Need to look for Phillips to throw again here.
He will. He's dropping back. He wants to throw. Look for the screen. He sets it up beautifully. Pass is complete on the far side as the man making the reception was Kenny Milton, the tailback or the fullback, but he couldn't get his feet under him, and he slipped and fell under his own power. Far short of the first down. I don't even think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Actually lost 4 yards on it.
Lost 4 on the play, so it takes it back to 4th down and 22 from their own 34-yard line with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. Benton did what they had to do. They got the opportunity on the penalties that were called against Watson Chapel. So Randy Phillips back to punt. It's over his head. Now if they can apply pressure, they can stop him. He was down and he's going to be down.
At the 9-yard line, 8-yard line.
Phillips trying to cover the football, slipped to his knee. The official immediately blew the whistle, and really he had time, had he not slipped, perhaps to get some kind of punt away.
Indeed, they were setting up the return, and he just slipped down as he was trying to gain possession of the ball, and Benton has a real opportunity right here. Watson Chapel self-destructs on this bad snap, and it's 1st and goal at the 8 Benton.
First down, goal to go, a golden opportunity for the Panthers as they growl out of the huddle and head to the line of scrimmage. Collett fakes, hands off to Godino, I believe, on the carry. And Robert takes it down across the 5. We're waiting for a spot, and again, let me apologize. It's difficult to see exactly where they're spotting the ball because we cannot define the yard lines. But it's on the 5-yard line, is it not, Rob? Okay.
They didn't chalk these lines down before this game, did they?
And they let the grass grow. It's 2nd down, goal to go from the 5 for the Panthers. Which one of the power backs gets it this time? Spin, fake, handoff straight ahead this time.
Shelnut.
To Kurt Shelnut, and gosh, I'm amazed at how quickly he can get to the line of scrimmage. It looks almost like a handoff to a wishbone fullback, and it's really to the halfback Shelnut. He moves it down to the 3, so it's the 2-yard line, where it becomes 3rd down, 2 to go for a go-ahead touchdown for the Benton Panthers. 3 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. Collett, the quarterback. Hands off straight ahead. That's Kurt Shelnut on the carry again, and did he get in? No call from the referee yet. There are arms up on the sideline, but they don't count. If they don't have on the striped shirt, it's no-go. So it's down to, a hair's breadth away from the goal line. Kurt was very, very close to getting it across. As a matter of fact, the fellow that is taking the down marker has moved his down marker right even with the goal line post, that little orange post that defines the goal line. Here we go. Will we see that funny quarterback sneak, or will we see power? It's power. It's Shelnut on the carry, and Shelnut has the touchdown.
Well, they hesitated again on that, and I was kind of catch your heart in your throat there because you were afraid, that they hadn't got it, but he nuzzled his way through there and got the touchdown with 2:24 left in the third quarter.
He burrowed his way in, so to speak.
Is a good word. There you go.
So
there's a reason why you're the play-by-play man.
It's a 2014 ball game now, and the Panthers have gone ahead for the first time in the evening with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And Heath Nix is on to attempt the extra point. The snap is up. The snap is down. The kick is up. It's good. So the Panthers go out on top of Watson Chapel by a score of 21-14 with 2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We'll be back with more Panther football after this 60-second commercial timeout.
Down kind of way.
At Benton State Bank, service to our customers is important, but so is service to our community. That's why you see Benton State Bank people giving so many hours of their time to church, school, and civic activities. We're glad to do it because we know that to be a part of the community, you've got to put in some hours away from the office. And that's the kind of work that pays off for all of us.
Benton State Bank.
Member FDIC.
Panthers didn't get a very good kick away. It bounced and almost bounced in their favor, but it was covered by Watson Chapel at their own 35, where the Wildcats take over first down and 10 to go, trying now to claw their way back into this football game as Benton once again capitalized on a turnover by the Wildcats. Phillips is the quarterback. He looks, he moves, he hands to Milton. Milton was tripped up lightly in the backfield by Greg Mundy, but still was able to stumble forward for a pickup of 2. Mundy got the first hand on him, and he came up for a pickup of 2 yards on the play before Shane Smith could put the coup de grace and end the run, but it was stumbling. So it's second down now and 8 as the clock winds down towards zeros here in the third quarter. 1 minute and 35 seconds left to play. Phillips may throw. He fakes. He looks. He wants to throw. He does throw. It was tipped and almost intercepted, then almost caught, and finally it falls to the ground incomplete.
Nice play by Shane Smith on that one. He went up with the receiver and knocked the ball away. Goheen coming in from behind was intent on hitting the receiver. If he had been looking up, he might have come down with the football.
But he was looking at that number 34 on the guy's back. He didn't want him to catch it and take it in for a touch. And 34 is Randy Phillips. And we have quite a brother act between Ronnie and Randy, the Phillips boys who pitch and catch very well. Randy Phillips back to throw again. This time he throws low, bounces at the 50, incomplete. And just like that, it's 3 downs and out for the Wildcats of Watson Chapel.
That was really the first poorly thrown pass that Phillips has had all night. As I've said before, he's having a great night. 10 out of 13 now for 160 yards. And you live by the pass, you die by the pass. You throw a couple incompletions, and quickly the ball is turned over.
And Robert Robinson, to be repertorially accurate, was wide open.
He was indeed.
Good pass, and they had a first down.
Now let's see what kind of snap they get.
Yeah, somebody's got to be thinking about this. This is the backup snapper, by the way. Their first-team snapper has
big punt.
Been kicked off the football team for the week. And now we get a little reverse. And with the football, that's Goheen. He takes a reverse from Godino, and Jake gets out to the 30, but he took some punishment as he was belted high in the air and landed on his neck and shoulder. I hope he's all right. Boy, did he get popped.
He jumped, he actually leapt over the tackler and came down. The tackler got just enough of him to take his feet out from under him, and he came down on his face, or his shoulder pads, the front.
Looked like he got his head and his shoulder about simultaneously.
Yeah.
Hopefully more shoulder than head.
He's up, so hopefully he's all right.
He's a tough kid. It's hard to knock him down. 1:07 left to go in the third quarter. Benton has the football now from their own 31. First down, 10 to go. Straight ahead handoff this time. That's Kurt Shellnut on the carry. And Kurt moves it ahead only a couple. Moves it out close to the 34-yard line where it becomes second down and 7. Pick up a 3 on the play. This time we flank wide to the left.
It's Chris Ramsey.
Chris Ramsey, right. And look at that tackle. Wow.
Godino got a ride that time.
Robert Godino lowered his head and shoulder, and the little cornerback out there looked like Sam Thompson on the tackle. He just got his head down, his shoulders down, and picked Gadino up and said, "That's as far as you're going." And that was as far as he went. Another pickup on the play of about 3, so it's 3rd down at 4 now for the Panthers. They need a first down desperately. This will be the play for it. Here's Gadino on the carry. And a fumble, and the ball is recovered by Watson Chapel. Gadino trying to spin his way through the line of scrimmage. Had the ball ripped out of his hands. He was close to a first down. And he was making that second effort to get out there to get the first down to keep this drive alive. Coughed the football up, and it goes over to Watson Chapel, and that's the second break Watson Chapel's had on a turnover tonight. Last time they converted a touchdown.
That's the quarter, Bill.
That's the end of the quarter. We have 12 more minutes to play here at Watson Chapel. The score currently, Benton 21, Watson Chapel 14. We'll be back with the final 12 minutes of football after this 30-second commercial timeout.
Alice Moore's inline tractors. And when you need to rent a tractor or backhoe, just call Freeway Rental. They'll bring it out and pick it up again. Freeway Rental and Tractors down Line 30, just south of the
On the first play from scrimmage to start the fourth quarter, the handoff goes to the big guy, Milton, and he pops it ahead for 7 yards down to the Benton 35-yard line.
That was a critical turnover for Benton at that point. They had the momentum, and if they could have picked up a first down, they had just deflated Watson Chapel by holding them. If they could have moved the ball, they could have really taken the control of the game. But here's Watson Chapel.
Emotionally right back in the football game. Straight ahead handoff that time to Kenny Milton, the fullback, who does as many things running the football well as any young high school player I've seen in a long time. He goes wide, he goes straight ahead. I have not seen him in a pass pattern yet tonight, but I would imagine he can do that also. Very good player. Pickup of 2 on the play, make it 3rd down, 1 yard to go for Watson Chapel. They need 1 for a first down. Benton needs a big defensive play. Milton with the football. He has the first down. He's down across the 30 to the 27-yard line before he's buried under a whole host of white jersey Panther players. Getting up off the bottom of the pile, first man to him was number 23, Roger Barker. And what a promising junior Roger Barker is. You know, you look at the juniors that are playing right now, and it speaks well for next year also.
It does. Right now, Watson Chapel knows who their offensive players are. Phillips and Milton have really dominated.
And they were all that time great defensive work, as coming up to stuff the play was Billy Lincoln, and then coming over to make the tackle was Aaron Windsor. Billy Lincoln did a great job that time of stuffing the blocking in front of Kenny Milton, knocked the ball backwards, had Milton nowhere to go, and Aaron Windsor, backing up the defensive gem of Lincoln, got the tackle. So it's 2nd down and 12 now. Loss of 2 on that play. Milton going wide to the right this time. He picks up the 2 and maybe 1 more before he is torn to the ground. As once again, Bill Lincoln was out there to get a piece of him, as was Rodney Wright, who's in the ball game, number 26. So Rodney Wright and Billy Lincoln.
Rodney a little slow getting up. But,
yes, he is. I think when Lincoln hit and they got on top and there was bodies crashing to the bottom, and Rodney got caught in the pinch. It's 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Benton needs a defensive effort right here. Even if it does go to a 4th down, I have a feeling that Watson Chapel will go for it. And I would not be the least bit surprised right now to see Phillips put the ball in the air.
Giving the wide receiver a lot of cushion out here.
And he is going to do it. Here's the throw. It's complete to his brother Randy. And Randy Phillips takes the ball down inside the 10-yard line. And what a good call you made that time, Rob, as you talked about the cushion that was being given. And Phillips threaded the ball in, and he had a lot of territory to get it. But we have a flag on the play. Now we got to find out what the flag is all about. They were discussing it with the Benton sideline, so I don't know. We have a personal foul, was it?
On both teams, the play will go over.
Don't know what it was all about. One official came to this sideline, spoke to the Watson Chapel coaches.
It was unsportsmanlike conduct, evidently some infighting in there.
After the play, apparently, because apparently the play is going to stand.
Oh, is that right?
I would think that would negate the play, but I guess it happened after the play.
if the play stands, it had to be.
But we're having a conversation currently on the far sideline with Coach Dwight Fite, and I'd be willing to bet you that's what he's saying. You mean we had an infraction? The flag was in the backfield of Watson Chapel.
If it was a dead ball foul after the play,
then it will stand.
But stands.
I don't think Coach Fite is very happy about it. I think he wants to talk to that official some more.
Now Lonnie Sutton getting the explanation from the official.
And everybody's nodding their heads, but it's hard to read lips from this distance.
Looks like it's gonna stand.
But they haven't moved the chains yet, so I guess we just gotta wait and see what's gonna go.
They haven't really marked. They marked it for play, but they haven't signaled it. There it is, a signal for first down.
Signal the first down. So obviously, it was after the completion of the play. The play will stand, and Watson Chapel is now in great position to take the lead or tie the ball game or take the lead as they come up first and goal from the 7. Ooh, I hate to say that word. From the 7. Sounds good when the white team's got the ball. Straight ahead, handoff. Milton powers down across the 5 to about the 3-yard line. Pickup of 4 on the play. Give him second down and 4 yards to go. Aaron Windsor over to make the tackle. Second down, goal to go from the 3. And I would have somebody inside the jumper of Mr. Kenny Milton, number 25.
He now has 143 yards on 23 carries.
A fine young running back. Man in motion for Watson Chapel. Straight ahead handoff. Milton touchdown. Milton went the way of the motion. Got an extra block from the halfback, Jason Rogers, the slot back rather, Jason Rogers, and takes it in for the touchdown. And now the Watson Chapel Wildcats have a decision to make. Do they go for 2 and the lead or 1 and the tie? And just like that, they send Kevin Downing on the field, which means they're going for the tie. To make it 21-21 all with 8 minutes and 46 seconds left to play in this football game.
The way they move the football, they've got to have confidence in their ability to move it, and once they get the ball back again, there's plenty of time for that to happen.
Kicks down, up, and good. And he kicked it a long way that time. He kicked it clear out of the ballpark. It went completely over the fence at the end of the ballpark. So with 8:46 left to play in this ball game, we're tied. Benton 21, Watson Chapel 21. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
In Benton. At the White Everett Auto Exchange, we sell quality late model cars and trucks that we stand behind and guarantee every car we sell, as well as offer extended warranty. After 12 years in the auto business, White Everett knows a good car when he sees it, and good cars are the only type you'll find at the Auto Exchange. We may look small, but we carry about 30 clean cars at all times. Across the street, our service facility is ready to solve any problem you might have. For a clean, quality late model car, stop by the Auto Exchange next to Burger King. See Matt McCall or Tim Poe for a late model, low mileage car or truck at the White Everett Auto Exchange.
On the kickoff, Robert Ganino advances the ball out to the 27-yard line, 27-yard line, where it's first down, 10 to go for the Benton Panthers. And now they need one of those 6-minute drives.
That'd just about do it, I think.
They are perfectly capable.
Watson Chapel's been doing a good job of defensing him, though, and we'll see how they respond. This is a clutch part of the game.
Collett looks to throw, does, over the head of the intended receiver, who was Shane Smith, the wide flanker. Nope, that was Jake Goheen out there that was going after the football. Jake, it was just over his fingertips out of bounds, so it's second down and 10.
A little more touch on that ball. If he'd lofted a little bit, Jake could have run under it, but he threw a little too much on the line. He still made a good effort to catch it.
No chance for Goheen to pull it down, though, do you think?
No.
No. Second down, 10 to go, 8:21 to play here in the ball game. We're tied, 21-21. Collett moves left, slips, and is taken down at the 30-yard line. Looked like he had some running room out there. And I don't know whether one of the Watson Chapel players got a hand on him or whether he stepped on one of the Watson Chapel players' hand.
I think he just slipped.
And went down.
There is a Watson Chapel player down. This has been a hard-hitting game, and this is about the 4th man that's been down, and we've had to take time out to attend to.
The score is 21-21. We have 8 minutes and 11 seconds left to play here in Watson Chapel. So let's take time for this 60-second commercial timeout.
The maternity center at Saline Memorial Hospital. Professional care that's close to home.
They're still working on the injured player over there on the far hash mark. Let's see who it is as he gets up. Can you make out the number, Rob?
It looks like it's Brent Terrell, defensive end.
Number 54. See now, he's hobbling off, but I think he's going to be all right.
It may have just been cramps. I don't know. It's really been quite a ball game. They've really been hitting hard out there. As we've said, a lot of several players have been, well, not several, I guess three or four.
Three have been down.
This is a big play for Benton. 3rd and 7 at the 30. 8:11 left. They're trying to establish something offensively here. Their one score in this half came after a big turnover.
Dwight Fife has reached into his bag of tricks. Let's see what he pulls out. Fake by Collett, going wide, pitches to Godino, and Godino, that was Shelnut on the carry, and Shelnut is knocked down short of the 35-yard line, which is going to be well short of a first down by 4 yards. So the Panthers will obviously have to kick the ball away.
Watson Chapel's done a great job of stopping the Benton running attack. They really have, and that's been the key to them being so successful. In fact, if Benton if they hadn't turned the ball over, if Benton hadn't had those opportunities to score, this game would be a little one-sided, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid you're right, but that was a great read by Collett. It was a great read by the defense. Everybody did their job right that time, and it wound up working in the defense's favor. This time, the pass back skips on the ground, but Chris Ramsey gets the pass. Well, it's fumbled. It's on the ground. Watson Chapel has it. He started a point, Benton. He turned around, put his hand in the air, and did everything but motion, did the referee. But then he turned his back on the east goal line and pointed west. So the ball belongs to Watson Chapel, and it was a break for them because they got about 7-yard return that they wouldn't have had he caught the football. The receiver back there was surrounded by Benton Panthers. The ball hit him right on the face mask and bounced straight forward, and it looked like for a second Benton had come up with it, but not quite. Here's Milton.
Good field position.
Milton on the carry, and he was stopped in the backfield, but then got a couple of little stutter steps and picked up maybe a yard on the play.
25 carries, 148 yards for Milton, and 3 touchdowns.
You know, you keep him inside of 5 yards a carry, you feel like you've really done something big.
I hear you.
He's a fine running back. Second down, 9 yards to go for Watson Chapel. Up they come again. They're ready. Phillips, straight ahead handoff to Milton again, and this time there was absolutely nothing there.
Good
Greg
play by
Mundy.
Nix on that one. He submarined in there.
Heath Nix combined to really stuff up the middle. It was like they read what was coming, knew what was coming, and stopped it.
They should know what's coming by now. Nobody has any more than 2 carries except for Kenny Milton, their fullback.
Milton, they don't know where it's coming from. That's the bad part. Gets another yard. It's 3rd down and 8 now. Back to pass goes Phillips. He looks downfield. He has a man. It's tipped. It's tipped again. And almost caught and then dropped.
Boy, several players had a shot at that ball.
It was tipped twice. The first time it was tipped, Roger Barker got a hand on it. Then Rick Daniel got a hand on it. And then Jake Goheen almost picked it off the ground.
And then Robert Robinson
almost caught it. And finally, Shane Smith almost picked it off. So it was up for grabs, and it was a heart stopper for a second or two. But as it is, it's nothing but an incomplete pass, in spite of all the entertainment it provided. And it is 4th down, 8 to go from the 47-yard line of Watson Chapel. And barring a fine return on behalf of the Panthers, Watson Chapel is going to come off the best in this exchange for field position. Jake Goheen catches the ball at the 22-yard line, where Benton will put the ball in play, 1st down and 10 to go. Goheen was looking around like he was waiting for Godino to come onto the field. But I counted the players. There were 11 on each side, so there seemed to be a little confusion on the part of the return men that time for the Panthers. Why, I do not know. I can't tell you. Maybe we can find out after the game's over. Chris Ramsey splits wide to the right. Brad Collett trying to get something going for the Panthers. Hand off to Shelnut. He goes off left tackle for a yard, maybe 2 at the most, before he's stacked up by 3 or 4 of the Wildcats from Watson Chapel, who are giving each other high fives. Pickup of 2 only on the play. It's now 2nd down, 8 to go.
They look for something different from Benton here because Watson Chapel's done a good job of stopping up that running attack.
Benton needs to do something right now. Collett rolls to his left, wants to throw, or to his right rather, does throw. It's complete. And
boy, he put that pass right where it needed to be.
Right in the numbers. The man on the carry was Drew Yoakum. It was hard to tell. He had the football over his number coming directly toward us. Had to wait until he got up. But I tell you what, they don't throw to Drew Yoakum very often. But when they get it within his range of getting a hand on it, he catches it and he does something with it.
Good job there.
That's 2 catches for him tonight, and both of them have been big and very important. Spot the ball at the 36, make it the 37-yard line. No, the 36, let's call it. 36-yard line, 1st down and 10 to go for the Benton Panthers. And that was a big play, Rob.
It was. They needed a 1st down because Watson Chapel's defense had started to have the edge over Benton at that point.
Collett, straight ahead handoff. On the carry, it was the fullback, Randy Wright. He moves the ball. Nope, I'm sorry, that isn't Randy Wright.
Greg Little in
That's
there.
Greg Little in the fullback now. He moves it ahead 2. We're at 2nd down, 8 to go. Spot the ball at the 38-yard line. 2nd down, 8 to go. Collett and Little have a conversation as they come to the line of scrimmage. Now they go. Little again on the handoff. He breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, breaks into the open, takes it down across the 40, inside the 40-yard line to about the 30, and we get a whistle and a yellow flag. Now let's see what that one's all about. And it's going to be against Watson Chapel. The ball is spotted at the 37-yard line of Watson Chapel, and I got a feeling we're going to get an unnecessary roughness penalty tacked on.
Late hit there. Little went 25 yards with that carry to the 37-yard line. I believe that's where they're marking it.
What a great run by Little.
He really
broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, popped into the secondary, and still covered up the football and made them tackle him, made them bring him down, and 3 did, and 1 got there a little bit late. 15 more yards, put the ball down at the 23-yard line, 1st down, 10 to go for the Panthers.
This is a big drive, 5:04 left in the game. If they can take up a little time now and score, then they don't leave a lot of time for the Watson Chapel team to do anything.
Straight ahead handoff. Robert Godino breaks the tackle.
Oh,
then he gets smothered out there, but what a fighter. He broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, had to stand up to break the tackle, and when he did, he was caught right in the numbers. But it took 2 to bring him down, but not before he had gotten a healthy 3-yard advance, and that's one of those you ought to give him an extra yard for effort anyway, you know, just tack it on, give it to him. Anybody tries that hard deserves an extra yard. 2nd down, 7 to go. Panthers looking to take the lead in this football game. 21-21 with 4:20 fumble.
Collett got back on it.
Collett got on the football. 21-21. There's a loss on the play. Back to the 29, so it now becomes 3rd down and 11. And once again, it's big play time for the Benton Panthers. Do they have another big play in the bag of tricks?
They'll have to have one at this point, although they're in field goal range, perhaps.
And they are in 4-down range. If they get close to where, you know, get 8 or 9 here, they might go on 4th. Collett fakes. He wants to throw. He's looking downfield. He has a man. Shelnut on the catch.
Be close to a 1st down.
And he's going to be very, very close. It depends on where they spot the football. Kurt Shelnut worked his way into the secondary, behind the linebackers and in front of the cornerbacks, and he picks up 13. 1st down and 10 for Benton. Move the sticks one more time for the Panthers.
Got enough. That was a similar play to the one they ran against Arkadelphia and got a big 1st down. This time Shelnut on the receiving end. 1st and 10 at the 11. Is that what we're calling it?
11-yard line, and the clock running at 3 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Up we come. I didn't see what happened. I had a man walk in here and
Shelnut
my
carried on that and went to the 6-yard line, looks like.
I'm sorry. Guy walked in the door and pulled on my pant leg. Won't ask me a question. I didn't have time, but I looked at him, and they ran a play. I apologize.
Mark it at the 7, I believe. Pick up a 4.
Give him 4 on the play. 2nd down. 5 to go. 6 to go. Ball at the 7. Panthers break the huddle. Come to the line of scrimmage. Split Chris Ramsey wide to the right. Brad Collett, the quarterback. Fakes, hands off to Godino. Godino, he breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2, and carries people with him after he gets a pickup of maybe 2 on the play. We'll have to see where they spot the ball.
All that was lateral motion there. He may have gotten to the 5.
He picked up a couple of yards on it. At least 1. Let's move it
down to 2:21 left in this game. This is it right here, Bill.
3rd down and 4 yards to go. He moved it ahead 2. Once again, the Panthers come out of the huddle to the line of scrimmage.
Might watch for that option on the wide side out here.
Watson Chapel trying to dig in. You said it. To the wide side they come. Straight ahead handoff. Ball's on the ground, but the whistle had blown. The crowd here on this side is up in the air, waving their arms, thinking that there had been a fumble that was recovered by Watson Chapel. To no avail, though the whistle had already blown.
Greg Little, I think, took the carry, and I believe he got it to the 3.
He got it down to the 3-yard line where it is 4th down and a yard and a half to go for a 1st down. They can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown here. We have a timeout on the field. The score reads 21 for Benton, 21 for Watson Chapel. 1 minute, 34 seconds left to play in the game, and a 4th down and 2 yards to go. While we have the timeout, let's pause for this 30-second commercial message.
This is our first house. May not be a mansion, but it really means a whole lot to us. It's my home. One of the first things we did after we bought this house was to call the people at Adams Pest Control. My folks have used it for years. That's good enough for me. After all, we want this house to be worth the most when we decide to sell it. It's my home. Adams Pest Control. Serving our Camdens for over 30 years.
The decision has been made. The Panthers are going to go for the field goal, and it will be Heath Nix to try it. Crucial.
20-yard field goal attempt.
The kick is up. It's good.
Benton leads.
It's
1:30 left.
Heath Nix from 20 yards out pops it through the middle. It was a high arcing 9-iron over the goalpost. It took the officials a long time to run out and put up their arms, but when they did, in unison they came with arms extended. So with 1 minute, 30 seconds left to play in this football game, the Benton Panthers have battled back into the lead, 24-21. We'll have the kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
7-8, 7-2, 4-3.
Bill Powell along with Rob Patrick here at Watson Chapel. Rob, gut check time for the Panthers on defense.
This game's not over, and the way Ronnie Phillips has been throwing the football, anything can still happen. Squib kick again.
Little spinner taken by the up man. He brings it out close to the 40-yard line. I think they'll spot it at about the 38. But Watson Chapel in excellent field position.
1:25 left in the game. And that's really the ally of the Panthers. But the Watson Chapel will be putting the ball in the air, so any incompletion will stop the clock.
Spot the ball at the 38-yard line. 1st down, 10 to go. 60. We're down to 100 and, we're down to 1 minute and 18 now. Just 75 seconds left in this football game. The clock is running. Up we come. Straight ahead plow into the middle. I didn't understand that call.
It was a bad snap. Phillips just had to take control of the football and get what he could.
And what he got was very little. He picked up maybe a half yard on the play. Now Watson Chapel with 1:05 left on the clock takes a timeout. 1 minute, 5 seconds left to play in this football game. 24 for Benton, 21 for Watson Chapel. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Stop at Westside Pharmacy. Their prescription service is excellent.
With 1 minute and 5 to go, Rob, it's flutter time here. This Phillips is dangerous, folks.
He's 11 of 15 for 179 yards, and none of those mean anything if he doesn't complete a few here.
1 minute and 5 to go. Almost intercepted.
Aaron Windsor did a good job of knocking that one down.
Aaron Windsor came within an eyelash of picking that one off. He got his big hands up in front of the pass. They were trying to dump it off short to Randy Phillips. And Aaron Windsor got his hands up, almost caught the football, but it trickled out of his hands to the ground. Only, oh golly, just very few seconds, still 1 minute and 2 to go. But it is now 3rd down and 10 yards to go for the Watson Chapel Wildcats. And with this time, straight drop back by Phillips. He looks deep, throws it.
Right in the hands of Rick Daniel, but it got through him.
The ball was intended for Robert Robinson. And Rick Daniel, frankly, was the only man that had any opportunity to catch it.
It's over Robinson's head. The ball took off on Phillips, kind of sidearmed it, and Daniel was playing deep and almost got it, almost picked it off. Now, Watson Chapel is down to their last shot. 4th and 9 at their own 39-yard line, and it's 57 seconds left in the game.
So the play of the game. This one tells the tale,
They
folks.
have 4 men split out to the left side, 1 out to the right, nobody in the backfield.
And Phillips back to pass. He just throws it up for grabs. It's going to be incomplete. He tried to hit his wide halfback, Charlie Thompson.
I really questioned that play. All they needed was a 1st down. There's 51 seconds left, and they ran the Big Ben play, hoping for a tip pass or a pass interference.
And didn't get anything.
Nobody came close to it.
The closest man to it was Rick Daniel. He was the closest man to it, and Rick wears the wrong color uniform for Watson Chapel.
And I think the Benton Panthers have a win in hand, and boy, is this a big win.
Boy, it is. 24-21, 51 seconds left to play in this football game. All Benton has to do, I don't know how many timeouts Watson Chapel has left.
I think they're out of them.
If they are out of them, all the Panthers have to do is sit down on the football. And that's exactly what they do.
Brad Collett takes him, kneels down.
Takes the snap, kneels down, timeout is called.
I guess they did have one.
Did they take it to spot the ball, or did they take it to... Yeah, I guess Watson Chapel took it. Guys are taking their helmets off. 47 seconds left in this football game. 24-21 the score. The Panthers leading Watson Chapel. We'll be back with those final 47 seconds in 30 seconds.
Craig Millard and your friends at Walmart have the car care specials to save you money. Walmart's 60-month battery and sizes to fit. Most cars and trucks, $38.86. Front wheel brake job, $39.97. America Way tires, all season steel belted radio, low as $29.96. Get your car ready for winter with tires, batteries, and service in the Automotive Center at Walmart in Benton.
What a great game, Bill. 24-21, the Benton Panthers lead, and they're just running out the clock. I think Watson Chapel's out of timeouts now.
Collett takes the snap, goes to one knee.
Actually, that's not Collett taking the snap. They've got a senior in there, Michael Massinelli, who's taking the snap.
That's nice. At least he's getting in to work on the letter, and I like to see that. Coach Dwight Fike came out on the field that time.
He had a great game in a junior varsity game this week.
Did he?
And he threw for a couple of touchdowns, and he passed for a couple, and it's a great opportunity for him to get in some playing time at quarterback tonight. Here, running out the clock on one of the biggest wins for Benton. Well, since they beat Arthur. It's a big win, it really is.
They're all big, but I got to tell you, folks, everybody on that far sideline over there, you can see the glow from here. This is glow of pride in what these young men accomplished tonight. You got to remember, they were down by 14 points, and looked to be on the ropes, quite frankly. Did they not, Ron?
They did. They did. Watson Chapel had moved them up and down. They'd stopped them defensively, and it's been an impressive performance by both teams. And really, the fact that Benton is ahead at this stage and is going to win this ball game is really a credit to everyone on that squad.
Yep, everybody pulled each other up, and you got to give the credit where credit is due. When that happens, it usually starts from the head, and the head, of course, is Coach Dwight Fite. The clock is running down. They're going to penalize the Panthers 5 yards. They marked the ball ready to play, and ran down to 9 seconds. So the Panthers will have to run some kind of football, some kind of play here.
It'll be 4th down, so he may just
kneel on it again because Watson Chapel can't get on the field and run an offensive play.
With the change of possession, though, they will stop the clock. Collett's back in there. He may just run around a little bit.
Let's see what he does. 9 seconds left to play. Collett back in at quarterback. He turns, hands off to Godino, and Godino runs out the clock. Well, he's not going to run out the clock because he picked up
a first down.
No, I don't think he got a first down, did he? I think there was so much loss and penalty, but he picked up about 14 yards of the 15 he needed to get it down close. So we have 3 seconds left to play in this football game, and the drama is not quite run out. It's close, but not quite. 3 seconds left to play. Now it's time for that alley-oop thing.
Yeah. It's really interesting that they threw that when they did.
This is the kind of
had time.
This is the kind of play that you get down in the huddle and you start in the dirt and you say, you go to the ash can and turn left, you know. Because you know they're going to flood a zone. They're going to flood an area. Going to put everybody and his brother out in the pattern and try to get a call or a reception and out of bounds. Well, they have to get a touchdown. Even out of bounds.
I don't know why the timeout here. I guess to set the clock.
I think it was taken by Coach Dwight Fite.
Really?
The Benton Panthers took it. So let's take a 30-second timeout and come back for these final 3 seconds after this message. Well, let's just keep it right here then. It is 1st and 10 for Watson Chapel. They're out of timeouts. They have the football, but only 3 ticks left on the clock. This time they send 4 men wide to the right.
This may be Jake Goheen time.
Jake Goheen. Jake Goheen might want to look for an interception here. Long pass. Nobody's going to get it.
Interception.
And it is going to be an interception by Shane Smith. The clock runs out. That's the end of the football game as the Benton Panthers come away with a hard-won, hard-fought.
He is threatening, as a threat to win the conference and be in the playoffs, and Benton has a shot now. Really an opportune win because they really took advantage of their opportunities. They were outgained offensively, but they took the opportunities when they were handed to them and made the best of it.
They were never outgutted, and that's the important thing because that wins an awful lot of football games.
Great deal of character.
Final score, 24 for the Benton Panthers, 21 for the Wildcats of Watson Chapel. We'll be back with some closing thoughts right after this 60-second commercial timeout.